We're Karen and Bo Christensen, a Danish-American couple who met in Germany in 2016. Bo is an airline pilot, and Karen is a freelance advertising creative director. In late 2022, we bought Château de La Tuilerie in Martel, France, and are working to make it a bed and breakfast and wedding destination fit for a queen. Welcome to Queen's Escape. So today we are planting a tree for one of Bo's sons, Alex. Alex, what kind of tree is it?
Cherry.
Cherry tree. Yep. Windy day. We have my sister Christy's little peach tree here. And then Bo is digging the hole for the cherry tree. And then later we'll plant a little blueberry bush for Frederick, who is Bo's other son. So here we are planting Frederick's blueberry bush. It already has blueberries on it. Good choice, Frederick. Good choice. Making little signs for the trees that people have planted. So Frederick's son, Bo's son Frederick, he planted a blueberry bush just the other day. And my sister Christy, she planted a peach tree when she was here in February. And Bo's son Alex, he just planted a cherry tree. So they planted them, and then I'm just fixing up these little signs which go on a long spade down, and it'll hang just down into the ground and sort of hangs in front of each plant. So I am going out today to put the little signs that I made for the trees that our family planted out at the small trees. I want to mark them, you know, when our family comes and plants a tree. I want to mark the tree with the type of tree and their name, and then they can watch it grow as they come to visit through the years. It's a tradition I wanted to do. And Bo is out there mowing somewhere. Must be turning around behind that tree. Yeah, he's behind that tree, exactly. He's mowing. But this is a cherry tree that Alex planted, and this is a peach tree that my sister Christy planted, and this is a blueberry bush that Frederick, Bo's son, planted, and there's Bo. So I'm gonna give it my best shot to get these in the ground. And these little poles, they actually go in the ground really easy. So now I just need to get the sign on it. There we go. So there's Christy, my sister's peach tree. I love that. I really love that. Let's see here. And then we'll do Alex's little one. Do it pretty close. Yes. In the ground, we have a lot of rocks. There we go. Yeah, I feel a rock. Kind of have to be lucky. Here we go. Now I got lucky. That'll do. It's about as tall as the other one. Not to hit the rocks. There we go. Now I got it. There. Super. Blueberry. And our cherry. Peach. And blueberry. And then we'll see how waterproof these acrylic markers actually are. I'm not 100% sure they're completely waterproof, but if they're not, you know, I'll just go over them with a different paint. Been having trouble with the broiler today, not turning on. I helped it to turn on manually a few times, and so I was able to just have a nice hot shower, which was really good, especially if it's going to be off for a while. And so I'm down here now just to see if it is turning itself on and off, because if it is, that's good. If it's not great, because then we'll run out of hot water. But he's coming Monday morning anyway, so it will be addressed. But I guess I wanted to come down here and just also make sure it wasn't overworking, and just that everything was okay, and it seems to be fine. Not running. Doesn't even look like it's getting power, but it also may just look like that when it's not running. So I'm not 100% sure. Doesn't look like I'm going to catch it running, but as long as it's not running out of control, I guess that's okay. It can be off. It turned on. It is actually running. Let's see if the flame turns on. Oh, yes. It is working. Awesome. That is such good news. And this light is a good light to be green, not red. And this needs to be yellowy orange, not too orange red. It looks like it's got some soot on the window now. It's not awesome. So that's a good sign. Nothing, no smoke. Everything is running fine, and it should run, I guess, for 3 minutes. That is good. So today I have been cutting back our bushes a bit. Haven't really touched the bushes at the entrance, back entrance to the chateau since we got here. So I'm itching, itching because I've had a ton of mosquitoes and things biting me. But today I gave it a big cut down just to make it look a little less unruly. I'll show you what I mean. So just starting at the back door here, we have some roses. So we have here, and then some others here, and I have cut them down a little bit several weeks ago, and so therefore we got lots of new growth from them, and some flowers, which are really pretty, and so that's really nice to see. That's really nice to see. I love the colors. So those are okay. So I just cleaned up around them a little bit, you know, like tidied up this I don't know if you would call it a hedge, but a hedge type thing. Kind of cut cut off a bunch of branches, you know, just to kind of pull some weeds, and then just cut it down a little bit to make it a little more tidy. It was really, really unruly over here. You can see all of the stuff I cut off just to give it a little bit more shape that's a little bit nicer to deal with. I have not dealt with the steps going down yet. That is not, that tree, it's not really a tree, it's like a giant weed. That's something that I don't really want there. It shouldn't be there. And I can't get in this bushes here to get those thorns. Just full of thorns. But I did chop it back massively out here. And I've got the scratches to prove it. And then, you know, we have these beautiful yellow flowers here, which I really like. I didn't know what they were, but you see how pretty that looks. And I went in there and just chopped the tall weeds and things that were standing up. And these guys, a lot more briars, but also just some like small trees and things that don't need to be in the middle of that thing there. And this is our teal tree. And I cannot tell you how good this tree smells. It just started blooming in the last week, and it's usually covered with bees. Can hear them actually. But it has brought an incredibly nice smell just to the whole outside. You just open the door and it all just smells fabulous, sort of like jasmine. Yeah, there's the bees. Oh, it really is something. Yep, so the bees, they love these and they make honey with it, and it's called teal honey, and you can buy it at the local market here. So then down here, I was just cleaning up a little bit the weeds and cleaning up the hydrangeas a little bit. So I already took that debris away. It was quite a bit, but there was a lot of weeds mixed in with these pretty hydrangeas that are just starting to bloom. And I see how some have the whites in the middle and then some don't. I prefer the ones that don't, honestly, but they're all beautiful. I have massively pruned this bush down, so I'm really happy to see it coming in so nice. Really pretty. Yep. Those are the legs of someone who has been playing in the briars. Ow. So today I have a lot of yard work because yesterday I did all of the trimming of branches and weeds and stuff from the back flower beds. And today I want to get the tractor, little tractor with the trailer, hook that up and go around and pick up all the debris I made and clean that up. And then the grass is really tall. We've just had rain every single day for like the past week. So I wanna, we have guests coming tomorrow at 2. So I wanna make sure that the driveway at least is looking really, really good. And then I'm gonna have a look and see what other grass is super, super long. Right now, I think it's mostly up by my clothesline. That's really, really long, and that's good to be cut so I can put clothes out on there. But I've got my mowing clothes on, shorts and tank top, and I've got my sunblock, and new thing that I have is my tiger mosquito repellent. Apparently tiger mosquitoes are now a big problem in France because they came over on an airplane from somewhere tropical, and they can make you sick. So I didn't know that. I've been using a mosquito repellent for a while every time I go out and work out there, but you know, yesterday I didn't use it because it was kind of a spur of the moment decision, and you can see I'm scratching. I'm completely covered in bites of animals and scratches, and you know, from briars and stuff like that. So I want to do that, and then I want to take the weed eater and go out by the mailbox and just trim the tall weeds out by our entrance so it looks a little bit more attractive. And then I saw a lot of weeds that I missed when I was hacking away yesterday, and so I want to get rid of them. And then I went to the market this morning and they had a lavender exhibition, and so I got some beautiful little lavender pots, like 10 little baby lavender pots. They look great. And I told the woman I wanted to buy them, and she said, "Oh, my baby." She's local here and grows the lavender, and this lavender is from this area. So I think that is really, really cool. So I want to find a good spot to plant this. She told me it was really adaptive, and so it would it was hardy and adaptive, so it'll really probably do well wherever we put it. So just giving some thought into where that should be. All right, I've got the tractor all hooked up to the wagon so I can go and clean up my debris, and I got the weed eater so I can take that out by the road and clean up around the mailboxes and the signs and just the entry to the place. So ready to go. All right, I got all the debris up that was around here and around here and over there. I tell you, these thorns. I am a friend to nature, but I would burn all of these briar patches if I could. I mean, I grabbed one, you know, just slightly, and it poked 3 holes in my fingers. Blood. I don't like the briars. Anyway. All right, all of the debris is in the debris pile. So now if I want to go and snip things and put them in the tractor, it's probably a good time to do it, because otherwise I need to take the trailer off and just mow. But oh my gosh, there's so many briars in there. Oh, it's awful. It's awful to touch them. It's awful. Wow, we've really got some growth out of the top of the piggery. Holy moly. Hadn't noticed that. I bet it doesn't even rain in. So I'm out here by the mailbox, and you know, you can see that it's just a little bit weedy out here. You know, I don't want to go out in the street, but I don't want these really big tall ones right by the entrance. Doesn't look as bad as it did. These are mostly because these have kind of dried up a little bit. So, but yeah, just want to kind of clean it up around our stuff, you know, make it look a little bit nicer. And I'm gonna have to just put a little more effort into this area. I think it might be, I would like to plant something out here. Maybe this is a good place for the lavender. It looks a little shady, which isn't good, but I'll have a thought about that. My daffodils that were here grew and died down, and they looked awesome. They were really good. They bloomed on both sides, but now those are done for now. All right, I think that is as good as it's gonna get. I learned that Yeah, weed eaters are really what they say. They do weeds, but they don't really do like these little saplings, you know, that have a really tough stalk. So I'm gonna have to bring my clippers, my little handheld clippers with a good scissor action back out here to get those. But this looks better. You know, I'm happy with that, and I cleaned it up a little bit towards the road there. I didn't go out on the road. We got a lot of traffic, and I don't want to hit anybody with debris. And just kind of did along here and over here, get my clippers and do a little bit more controlled clipping of the thicker stuff. Yeah, pick up the trash that someone threw out here. That's not nice. Yep, so the driveway looks really good. Over there and up here, the pathway up to the clothesline looks really good, and the lawn in front of the outbuildings looks good, as well as the plot of grass over here by the orangery, and then the driveway down here to the basement. Yeah, really got to watch out for stumps and things. Big sticks over here, and it's a little bit of a trick to get the lawnmower up onto that level. Yeah, Bo showed me how to do it, to raise up the mower really high and to go up on the shortest area. Yeah, that looks really good, and I cleaned all this up yesterday, and I'm real happy how that's looking. I want to get rid of that big weed right there. But this and the flowers are so pretty. Yeah, so content and go inside for a while.
I'm out here in one of the fields today. The sun is shining, it's pretty warm. We got 33 degrees steady Celsius, and which is in the 90s in Fahrenheit. So it's the heat is here. We got bed and breakfast going. We got guests from the US, Denmark, and it's been busy over the weekend too. We were fully booked, so that's pretty good. And meanwhile, of course, we still have to maintain the grounds, cut the grass in the park, and whatever else is to do here. And so also out in this field we have these piles of branches that you can see behind me. And I've already been working on it a few days ago, because we were so lucky that our friends Helen and Paul have this wood chipper, and so we could borrow that and get on with the work here, because it's quite a couple of big bunch of piles here. So that's what I'm working on today in the heat. So after getting the sticks in the wood chipper, and we get quite a lot of mulch here, I bag it up in these plastic bags. And meanwhile I get a text from Karen that she's taking a nap. So, but anyway, we got a trailer full here of bags that I can then take over to the tobacco leaf barn. And I'm just gonna make another bag or two, and I'm almost through with this pile. So I wonder where the snakes are anyway, because we should have vipers and adder and grass snakes around here. And I've even put my boots on just so so it's pretty hot out here today, but it's good to be sweating a little bit, lose some weight. Back over here at the tobacco leaf barn, we already have some bags stowed from last week, and my son Frederik, he drove them over here. It's just that we bag them up and we keep them dry until Karen needs to use it. And so I take you in here, you can see I just brought over a trailer full of bags that I just backed up. And we did the big doors here in the spring, and now everything is grown in again. So I think I need to come over here and remove all these weeds and roses that are growing and whatever else is growing here. Yeah. So I don't know when we will get to the point of looking at the barn here, but it's another project.
So Bo has borrowed a wood chipper from our friends Helen and Paul. Just stopping to see how it's going for him. Oh yes. We have a lot of loose wood kind of lying around, probably from when trees were cut up or cleaned up in the past. The good thing is we're going to have mulch, so that's awesome for the flower beds. Having an afternoon espresso. So cute. Because I'm just so tired when I have to wake up early to eat breakfast. No, when I have to wake up early to make breakfast. I really need to be going to bed early at night, but sometimes we just don't. And so then I suffer. So afternoon espresso. So my dilemma these days has been that there's so much work to do with the bed and breakfast that it's hard to do everything else, and oftentimes guests come late or they stay out late, and then I don't get to bed until late, but I still need to get up early and make breakfast for everybody, so then I don't go on very much sleep. Now, Bo has kindly agreed to me that, when we have guests arriving late, or we have guests like maybe they're out at a wedding and they're coming home late, he stays awake to make sure that they get in okay and locks the door behind them. And I go to bed early so that I can then get up and do the morning shift. But it doesn't always work. Sometimes it's hard for me to go to sleep because there's noise in the house, or there's anticipation of the people coming home. If they're coming home from a wedding, often they're loud, and so I'm waking up, and then he comes to bed, and I'm just not a heavy sleeper, so I wake up then too, and then I got to get up in the morning and do the breakfast, and I find myself really sleepy the next day. But then also when the guests leave, I clean up the breakfast, and then when I finally get them out the door, I really need to go and clean their rooms, especially now in July and August when we're busy. Now, for example, today I just had two rooms of guests leave, and I need to go and clean their rooms, not because we have reservations, but because we've had a lot of surprise last-minute reservations coming in. And I don't want to block the calendar and stop those reservations from coming in, because it would be good to have those funds in the wintertime when things are slow. So, so I've cleaned up all their breakfast and everything is good in the dining room. And I'm going to stop working on the video project that I'm working on, which is a video about Rocamadour, so that I can go and clean their 2 rooms just in case we get more people. Now, after I clean every room, I've got a ton of laundry then to wash and dry on the line and iron. So it can take all day, you know, to get everything processed. And inevitably, you know, it's exhausting. It's just exhausting, you know. So I don't get through all of the laundry from the rooms because I'm so tired from everything else that I've done. And so then I get a pile of laundry, and then I've got to spend a full day or two just catching up on the laundry. And it just keeps coming. But it's a good problem to have. So I'm happy for it. But I think I get a little bit torn about where to put my efforts, you know, to work on the video, because I've been working on it for many weeks now, but I'm interrupted constantly by just the day-to-day business of running the bed and breakfast, or to sit down and spend a couple of days ironing sheets and things to catch up. Yeah. And you know, that doesn't include all of the other projects. You know, Bo, sometimes he wants me to come out and help him outside, but it's just been so much just with the bed and breakfast to even think of getting to do that sort of thing. Like, we have some grass right now that needs to be mowed, and I still have some weeding, a lot of weeding that needs to be done. So I gotta prioritize, and everything's just not gonna get done, and I have to accept it. So tonight, for the first time, we have a couple coming to stay in our Eleanor room that has a little baby. So we've got this baby bed all set up and ready. Not really a young baby, more like a 3-year-old child. But I got to pull out the cute little baby quilt and little baby pillow, and super excited to have this family here. We haven't hosted with a little child yet, so this will be our first time. So pretty excited about that. Oh, I just cleaned those 2 rooms in 1 hour and 44 minutes, which is a vast improvement in speed for me. So I'm getting a lot faster cleaning rooms, which is really good. So not so bad as I thought it was going to be. Now I'm off to the grocery store to get the things that I need to make breakfast tomorrow morning, and also wash dishes because we're out of the little dishwasher thingies. And then after that, I think I'll see about a video for Wednesday. I don't really want to miss another week because I'm not done with Rocamadour. And then after that, I have to spend some hours ironing sheets and pillowcases.